Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back ever so briefly to the sandbox mode. In today's episode, we are going to be finishing off our new flyer, getting a final design for it, and making it look a fair bit prettier and less clustered. As soon as we're done with that, we're going to get into the campaign and make our way against the white flyers. I really want to end them very, very soon. I've already fought the white flyers before, and my experience this time, to be brutally honest, has actually been quite a dull one. I find their combat style to be quite easy to counter with the right types of ship, and as we can see at this stage, we have already outbuilt them. We have the resources to kill them, and we have the ships to do so. After we finish off the white flyers, I'm not entirely certain which enemy we're going to go against. A lot of them have had massive updates, but honestly, I'm tempted to go against the Talons, the Grey Talons in fact, which were recently the Pink Talons during the April Fool event, and I completely missed it because I'm a numpty. But either way, the Grey Talons, although they haven't been as updated as the other factions yet, they are a brutally difficult faction, and I really want to be absolutely crushed by them and actually have a decent fight. So let's get into finishing off this. We'll probably just do a quick speed up montage or something, and then we'll get straight into the campaign. Well, there we go. Although it's not completely finished yet, it's now ready to be taken into the campaign. The Fireworks replacement. In comparison to the version we had at the beginning of the episode, the missiles are much more powerful. We now have proper shielding and a load more armor. It still, however, like I say, isn't yet complete. The major problem it still has is that it's still using the old style of engine, which are kind of broke, honestly. They take up almost no fuel whatsoever to be used, but they give almost no power and cost a small fortune. So a large chunk of the cost and the weight of this vehicle is coming from the outdated engines. The reason we even have them there is purely because this is built around the old Firework, which was using the engines back when they were still in date and not completely broken. These are going to be changed for a much more power efficient engine later on, which just drains fuel, since these are always going to be used in a group. On the upside, it's still remarkably cheap. It still is less than 40,000 metal, so we can use them in a large swarm to try and take down the shields of the very large vehicles and completely destroy the smaller vehicles. So finally, let's take the Firework Mark II into the campaign and start testing it out versus some live white flyers. Here we are at the Fortress of Times Long Gone By, creating our first ever squadron of the Firework Mark II. Now sadly, I had actually just ran out of metal after creating a Hellmouth battleship. I may have completely forgot I was even making that, and then started making these here and very quickly ran out of resource. Now thankfully, all 7 of these Firework Mark IIs actually add up to less than 1/3 of the battleship in terms of cost, so it's still going to be incredibly quick as soon as we put this onto times 10 and perhaps get some of our supply vessels to come over here with some extra metal. The reason why I want to just talk about this right now, however, is I will say the Fireworks are incredibly bad if they're being used on their own. They are definitely a support vessel above all else. So naturally, being the cruel person I am, I've decided to send the Fireworks on their own against the White Flyers. This is a bit of a suicide group, but to make things interesting, and to make sure they at least have a chance, these 4 over here, in the middle in fact, have been changed so they're going to be using frag and explosive missiles rather than EMP, because honestly we lack the sheer firepower to destroy the enemy otherwise, particularly with us being on the harder difficulties. The larger of the White Flyers battleships simply have resistance against EMP, which would be very, very boring, as we would just sit there hitting them over and over again, taking out their shields and doing nothing else. So I'll be quickly creating those. They'll zoom across the map over to here and we'll claim a few more squares, or at least that's the idea. Well, here we are, the moment we've all been waiting for. At long last, the first true battle with the Fireworks. Like I was saying earlier, I honestly hold out very little hope we are going to survive this, and I would personally be betting on the White Flyers with every cent I own. We definitely don't have the force advantage, and so we can only spawn in 5 of our ships, even though they are so low block count. I believe they are something like 550 block count each, and yet we can only spawn 5 of them in. The enemy have a Desecrator, which is going to absolutely obliterate us, a Dissector, and a little Dragon's Claw, which I've never seen before, but I think the Dragon's Claw is one of the godly designs. Anyway, begin battle. Let's just see how we do. Firing straight away at least, and as we can see, a lot of attacks being sent back to us. I'm assuming these lovely fellows are the Dragon's Claw. Thankfully, they were mostly using heat-seeking missiles, which were completely thrown off. Our missiles there hitting the back of the first, and yep, pretty much completely annihilating the first of the Dragon's Claw. Look at that. That just came out of the water and landed on our flyer. I've got to be honest, White Flyers, 10 out of 10 for style there. Dragging it down into the depths. Oh my lord. That is amazing. The Dragon's Claws, however, are being annihilated very quickly, even though those two are trying desperately to attack one of ours. Although it seems like we're very similar speeds, the Dragon Claw might be a bit quicker. Unless our other flyers come to its aid, that could be very bad. I really have no idea where to point the camera right now. There's just insanity going on everywhere. We need at least one missile to hit its movement. There we go! Oh, that is beautiful. So many warheads on these missiles. One good shot can do a lot of damage. The missiles can't stay in the air for very long. They have almost no fuel, but they have loads of warheads. The two main ones actually having 6 warheads each. So those using the fragmentation weapons, it's a lot of frag. That is really sad looking. Please! I just want to hug you! The dragon's claws are terrifying. Honestly though, as much as I did say I haven't really been enjoying fighting the white flyers too much, since they are very reliant on certain tactics, the designers for the white flyers in the community are fantastic. Some of the best designs I have seen by a long shot. Anyway, what's going on over there with the desecrator? Oh, that is just gorgeous. I want that thing, but trying to capture one of those is almost impossible. I've tried before. Oh no, is that the devourer? That's the devourer. Okay, is it? It's hard to tell. It's not actually that big. It just looks very impressive when put up against our flyers, which look bigger than they are. Uh-oh, the engines have gone. The engines have gone on our flyer. One of the other dragon's claws going down. And I've just realised how terrible my camera ship, I don't know what the word is there. I just haven't been pointing anywhere decent. And I've also just realised I didn't bring any resources into this battle. I'm not repairing at all. None of my flyers are repairing despite having full repair capabilities. Oh wow, I am a terrible general. Never allow Lathrix to lead any form of battle. Yet that is definitely the Devourer. Is the Desecrator even in the battle? It apparently is, I haven't seen it though. All eyes honestly have been on that thing. Killing all the Dragon's Claws though have made me very happy since that is a comparable battle. Just not much else really going on, just us flying around, shooting missiles, trying to kill this thing as it rams everything. EMP hitting the spin block there, causing a major light show. Don't think it really shut down much though, guys. Maybe try and aim at something more useful. Actually, the two sides just vanished. Oh, that firework. Oh, that's so horrible. And yet so glorious. Oh, white flyers, I don't mind. You earned this. You earned that kill so much. You jumped out of the water and grabbed one, then later on chased this one, taking out its movement parts. Oh, look, there's the other enemy, who's actually doing all the damage, and nobody's focusing on him. That's good. Well done, lads. Oh, yeah, our shields can't stand that. Way too much armor piercing. That's going straight through our shields. Though honestly, we are holding up better than I expected. That's taking quite a lot of the enemy attention, and it still is in the air. If we had healing, if we had other ships supporting the fireworks, then definitely we would be having a better experience. But as we are, we're just having a bit of a bad time, honestly. Do we have any left in reserve? We have one left in reserve. We have two which aren't damaged.
Engaging now.
That is so weird. I really don't like the voice.
Engaging now.
It's such a weird experience. Oh, two missiles incoming and detonating underwater. One of them is EMP, the rest seem to be frag. Honestly, we are going to kill this Devourer. If the enemy Desecrator, that's the one, doesn't kill off all our flyers first, which honestly, we're doing a good job of dodging the shots as well, then the Devourer will be killed. Its missiles aren't doing anything because of the flares, and it isn't really taking out our flyers at any great speed, even though it is ridiculously cool. So much damage per missile. Oh, also, because we haven't brought any resources with us, we're not reloading as fast as we should, because we don't have our ammunition processors online. Wow. Forgetting to bring metal into this battle is really screwing us over. Less damage, less repairs. I'm actually really happy with how the fireworks have handled themselves. Oh, well, you know, I'm still happy. I'm still happy because how long it took. against vastly superior enemies, both in terms of force count and in terms of the style of ship, we have done exceedingly well. Oh, that's horrible. Well done, Firework. You did well, buddy. You killed all the Dragon Claws, or whatever they were called. We've basically stopped the Devourer in its tracks, slowly killing it. I mean, we have clearly messed up its controls massively, its movement is just gone. But against the Desecrator, something which even the battleships have a little bit of trouble with, yeah, it's just not going to happen. And again, no metal, no natural resources, no extra fuel. We just came to this battle with what we had. Shield's doing a good job considering they are only strength 3. That's why I need the new engines as well. The EMP's turning off our weapons. I think it's safe to say the White Flyers have won this, but I'm happy. I'm a happy general. My suicide attack did well. It killed godly designs. It damaged massively another one, although I don't think that's actually a godly design. And it stands up to a lot of damage before finally going out of the sky for a cheap design. I'm really happy. There's nothing else really to say, there's nothing else really to show, and I'm terribly sorry for the terrible camera work. Maybe we'll try and get into one more well, we can't since we're all dead. But I will be making another fleet, and they will be going with our main group. That was an exceedingly long battle, considering it's something I expected to last maybe 2 minutes. The weapon's offline? Likely. Oh! Whichever one I'm in is currently under attack. Which one am I in? This one. I would abandon ship, but actually my seat on the inside is completely walled in. I can't move. So many armor-piercing shots and so much EMP. Once it gets through, it just shuts down everything. Like, I lose all of my AI, and because I have no basic repair, that's it. I'm done for. And so the battle ends. And actually, so does the episode. I'm afraid I'm all out of time. Now, originally, I was going to also start designing a weapon to counter missiles. As many of you know, there has been a major update in From the Depths, in which you can actually now make advanced cannons target missiles, and maybe cram cannons, although I know it's definitely advanced cannons. And we have battleships with very powerful miniguns on. We could completely rid the enemy of the ability to use missiles against us, and that's what we'll be doing next episode. And I promise it'll be a longer episode with more happening, but I'm afraid today I have just ran out of time. Actually messing around with the planes in the vehicle designer took over 2 hours. It may not have seemed like it, but it was a weird designing process, and I'm happy with the results. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. We're dead. The enemy have won this battle. And honestly, the Devourer is easily the coolest ship I have ever seen in the game. Please say other people agree with me. Thank you again for the millionth time, and I hope to see you next time for a more organised episode.